Okay, hello, and my name is HoPakLok. This is my final presentation of 3D and let's play the video first. Okay, and this is my video, and let's move on to the next part. And this changed my storyline to the midterm to the final presentation because I wanted to make a more like exciting story, so that I have some change about my story. And this one is more from the start is more like midterm present, and he feels very sleepy and walking to the bed, and but when in the futuristic world, he is in the desert and can see so many C5 building, and one C5 building is high and drop down to the ground, and so many flying car is flying around, and have a very big helicopter is flying to the upward to the head, and you can see a giant cloud is crashing to his field. And I wanted to mod like POV view, so you can see exploring the world, but it's not very long time, and so I used the POV view in the futuristic world too. And in the finals, in the ending part, he have a car crash to his house. Is more like a suddenly ending, and I hope this one is more like exciting and some scary and some horror ending I wanted to pronounce too. And this was my final schedule, and also I used 2 weeks to do a brainstorm, and 1 week to do the research, and 1 week to join the storyboard, and 1 week to do drawing character and scenes. But it's more like I using AI to have a concept about my characters, and using AI to have a scene sketch, so I can have an example too. And after this, and I'm using 2 weeks to do a modeling main characters and a texturing a main character. And after that week, and in the week 7 and week 9, I do the rigging part, but it's not take so long time, so I use this time to do exampling rendering, so can see my PC can work effectively, or my PC will crash. And it find out my PC can do a rendering in the 1 week, and the last week I do the post editing and rendering and animating. And this one is my character animation research. You can see the left corner one is walking animations, and in the right one is dupe sheet, because I wanted to have a whole timeline to control, so I use this technique to do every timeline here, and the keyframes can tune in here too. And the bottom one, I have some research about my how to move very smoothly, so I have a graph editor too. And in the environment research, I create my room and have some futuristic car, for example this one in the middle one, and I have learning about how to build a bedroom in the bottom one, and I'm following his introduction and have a beautiful house, and you can see in the video too, and have a lamp on the left hand side. And this one is my character research and the sketch, because I'm very bad at drawing, so I only draw 2D characters, and I searched these 2 3D characters in the 3D.com, so I can use them to have a example too. And this one is my 3D modeling character, and I built a blue shirt and black pants character with a bald head, because hair is very complicated to create, so I skip the hair part and become a bald head. In the right hand side is have my body and the hand, and start from the cube and become a body and very thin, you can see it. And lastly I built a hand and use everything to combine it. And in the technical research, I'm searching about some lighting, for example some shading and shadow, and some skeleton and skinning about this. And you can see the bottom one is I'm using the Arnold to render, so I will talk it in later. I'm sorry. Okay, this one is my T-pose and the walking animations. Okay, let's move on the bridging and skeleton and skinning part. And in the bridging part, I'm using the cake rig to do the skeleton, and I'm using a step by step. And first is build a guys and have a adjustment, and lastly have a skeleton, and I adjust the point to them, so you can see the bottom, the up one have a beautiful skeleton here. And lastly, I'm using pink waste tools to do skinning, and because skinning is very complicated to do, so I spend a lot of time to do a skinning too. And here is a photo about I'm raising the left hand. And this one is the storyboard, but I'm changed some scenes. For example, claw is a giant claw to fall toward his head, and so this one is the first storyboard. And difference is the production of animation about the lighting part, because I wanted to have beautiful lights, so I used the sky dome light shape to do the lighting. And also in the video start, you can see the lighting is flashing. I'm using area lights to do the lighting part, and you can see the intensity have a keyframe to that, because I wanted to have animation about turn on the light and turn off the light, and he's have a beautiful rendering you can see in there too. And about the camera setting part, and I use a POV setting. You can see the left hand side, you can see a camera is moving around like a first person, and in the right hand side is more like a whole shot about he's walking to the bed, and have a POV views to and back shot to see the character waking up, and finally see a car crashing to his house. And about the rendering part, you can see the left, I'm using the Arnold rendering. It's not like a midterm using a Maya software to render, because Arnold render is more beautiful, and you can customizing some sampling in there. You can see the camera AA I'm using to 5, and I use the GPU to rendering. And about the post-production part, I'm using Premiere Pro to edit the video, and I added some like fade out effect and time remapping and some folio channel and level, so you can see some type C and some fade out, and you can see you can hear some sound too, and it's very, it's like around you can hear the helicopter scenes. And here is some audio effect. Okay, let's move on the problem solving and difficulties. And about the problem difficulties, I'm not very well to using the unknown rendering. I'm stuck right there. I don't know that I need to check the checkbox. You can see the normalize button. I didn't check, so the light is not very wrong. Very, it's not turned on in my field, and I find my fans and search it on the YouTube and see it in the setting part. I need to check the normalize checkbox so you can see the very beautiful and soft area light. And in the conclusion, I found very joy about doing the light reflection and shadow, and I think 3D modeling is very enjoyable. However, some point is very complicated and I want to give up. But in the last year, I think I'm started to learn more about 3D modeling, but the harder and the difficulty part is how to walk like a normal person, because I don't know how to walk frame by frame. So you can see my character is walk very strange, and I wanted to have more time to do learning about some walking animations or do some more hard body expression too. And overall, this project is make me feel more like very enjoyable, and this very challenging to me, and I hope I can have more time to do that, and I wanted to have improved this. So this is the end of my presentations, and here is my reference. Thank you.